So today was the court hearing, the 10th of June, and I turn up at the court, even though I've previously asked my lawyer, who doesn't speak any English, through emails, translated emails. I asked, why do I need to turn up at this court? Because everything that she had said is, oh well, the judge is going to grant him possession, and there's no questions, there's nothing I can put forward. She even said that I would need to go to social services to get a report to send back to her to show my vulnerability. Number one, I didn't have an income, and number two, I haven't got another place to go to. So that's a vulnerability. Basically, so I follow her instructions. I go to social services, and when I get to social services, I'm sitting in the office and explain my situation, and the social worker then goes out of the office, comes back with 2 pieces of sticky yellow notes, and the 2 pieces of sticky yellow notes have on there that it is my lawyer who has to go to the court and request a report from social services, and then social services has to request a report. The court is basically then asked social services to get this report, but that didn't happen because obviously she asked me to get the report, so that didn't happen. A few days after I've been at social services, I go back again, tell them the situation I'm in. So I go back to the social services, tell them the situation I'm in, and I am told by social services that they would suspend the hearing, and that I would have until September in order to find another place to live. So what happened in the court? Then I go into the courtroom, and I'm sitting on a chair, and I have an interpreter sitting next to me, and my former partner is sitting on the chair, and he has interpreter. His lawyers are in Barcelona, so they buy a video link or an audio link, and then my lawyer, who is Spanish. So his lawyer says a few things in Spanish, my lawyer says a few things in Spanish, and then the judge shuffles a few papers, and then the court official stands up, and people start leaving the room. And I'm thinking, hold on a minute, what's happened? I haven't a clue what's happened. All of a sudden, it's finished. And I'm thinking, I was told this was a verbal hearing, and there wasn't any opportunity to speak. There wasn't any opportunity to say anything at all. And I stood up and said to the judge, hold on, I thought this was a verbal hearing. Why have I not been able to speak? And I repeated myself a couple of times, and then he threatened me with the police. So then I went out of the room, I went downstairs, I gathered some thoughts, and then basically went up. I spoke to the interpreter. He told me the other side, the other party, had said they didn't have any questions. My lawyer said they didn't have any questions. So basically, I didn't really need to be there because it was already a foregone conclusion that they weren't going to listen to any of my evidence anywhere. So I've been silenced again, and I couldn't say anything about what happened, why he's pursued this through the courts, why. Because the Spanish law actually is in his favour. I'd lived in that property for the last 7 years, 5 years as his partner. From 2016, he said he was put my name on that property because I was named in his will. But my name was not on the deeds of that property. I wasn't strong enough to actually voice my opinion at that point. And it wasn't until the end of the relationship that I actually realised, when he terminated the relationship, that I was in a precarious position because I wasn't married and I wasn't registered with the local authorities as in a cohabiting relationship. which can be done in Spain. And so I was not entitled to any part of that property, and because of the man that he is, despite offering half of the proceeds of that property, I could not negotiate with him. I could not negotiate a gift, and basically he pursued me through the courts from October the 5th of 2020. So I've been living with this since then. I've tried to do my best to basically find who I am, what I want to do, and how to earn an income since then. And it's taken me a while to actually get to where I am, to be a little bit stronger than what I was, because I was not in a very good position at first. It took me 8 months to recover some of my confidence. Then it took me another further 6 months to start to do something and start to do some online marketing and things like that. Now I have just finished publishing my first book, self-published, because I had very, very little resources, only my ideas, my thoughts, and I basically wrote my book. And that book is called Post-Separation Abuse, Betrayal, Abandonment, What Type of Man? And if you search on Google for my author name, which is Loren Keeling, and Loren is Loren, which was the name that my father wanted to give me at birth, after Sophia Loren, and Keeling was my father's middle name, and that's why I've basically used that name as my author pen name. So if you put that into Google and search Loren Keeling, you'll find my book in digital platforms and also on Amazon in paperback and Kindle. Thank you for listening.